a friend or anyone you think could benefit from the material provided, please feel free to go ahead and forward that on to them so they can watch it as well. For questions today, we're going to go ahead and handle that at the end. So as questions come up, please just put them in the questions box. At the end of the webinar today, I'll have time for Q&A, but type them in whenever you'd like, and we'll save time at the end to go through those. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Nick Parmenter. I'm a product manager here at RealPro Systems. And today we're really going to talk about a new tool that we're launching into our RPS Platinum system that really helps you mobilize your business and really take everything you need on the CRM side and make that mobile. We'll go ahead and get started with the slides today. And it's going to be a variety of PowerPoint slides, and then I'm actually going to do a live demo kind of in the middle of this presentation, just showing you the tools and how that works. But before we get into all of that, I want to have a little bit of background about RealPro Systems. I know some of you are current clients, and that is fantastic, but not everyone on this call is familiar with RealPro Systems. So I want to make sure that we're on the same page with some of the background there. So a little bit about us. We have a range of systems that we offer, and they're RPS Silver, and that's really for the up-and-coming agent. There are tools in there for websites and sort of basic lead management tools built in to RPS Silver. It's a fantastic system. And then we also have RPS Gold, which is really for the established agent. And the difference is there are some additional tools around lead capture and then how you manage leads throughout the system built into Gold. And RPS Gold clients typically have a need to generate both buyer and seller leads and then manage them within one system. And RPS Gold handles all of that. And then our top tier package is RPS Platinum. And that's a great tool that has a more robust CRM built into it. And so that's a single agent system, or it's a multi-user team or brokerage system. And so that's our first system that really has all the tools and routing logic and everything built in to support a real estate team or a brokerage at that level. And so we have a seamless upgrade path. You can start with us at Silver, Gold, or Platinum. But if you come in at Silver or Gold, we have an upgrade path there built in for you so that as you grow, you can grow with RealPro Systems. You don't need to go find another vendor, and you can just upgrade, and it's pretty simple there. And so we're going to spend most of our time today, actually all of our time today, talking about RPS Platinum and specifically some new mobile tools we're launching. But I want to make sure that we first cover what RPS Platinum contains itself. The launch today that we're going to go through is a component of RPS Platinum, but Platinum itself is a really robust system. I want to at least at a high level talk about what's included with RPS Platinum before we get into the details about the launch today. And so RPS Platinum really is a complete web marketing presence. There are tools built in for you for a main website. You actually will get a really professional looking branded website built in. We also have a mobile version of the website built into RPS Platinum as well. And so you'll have mobile access. We'll detect that people are on a mobile device and show them a website that really fits that mobile device. We also have an integrated blog built into RPS Platinum. And really what that's going to do for you, it's an on-domain blog. So it's very SEO friendly. It's built into your system. So every time you blog, that's an added content to your domain. Very search engine friendly. We also have a home search self-site, which is our buyer self-site. And self-sites are lightly branded lead capture pages that really help you capture people that are early on in the buying cycle. They're looking for information, and you can actually capture people as leads with a trade-off for information, both on the buyer and the seller side. And we have a really nice seller self-site to capture listings and seller leads there. And we actually have a tool that will show a homeowner what their home is worth and some of the comps that are built in there in trade for their information. We also have a tool, RPS Video Mail, where we will sync all your videos from Gmail or from YouTube, and we'll bring those from YouTube directly into your control panel. And then you can actually clip those YouTube videos into your emails that you're sending out or directly onto your website. We also include integrated IDX. We'll plug in right with your MLS, and we'll add integrated IDX to your system automatically. And then there's showing feedback built in as well. And so the showing feedback is just fully built in. When you show a home, you can request feedback from the agent that came in and showed the home to one of their buyers. And you can request feedback that you can use with your clients when you need to do things like negotiate a price change or anything like that. Platinum also includes a full CRM and business management system. And this includes full team support if you need it. Of course, like I said at the top, we do have a single agent Platinum system, and it works just fine. But if you need full team support, Platinum will handle that as well. And so we'll do things like you can manage all your contacts from Platinum. We also have an automatic lead import process where we'll take leads from over 38 different sources, and we'll import them directly into your Platinum system automatically. We have lead management tools as well as transaction management tools. We have mobile access to the CRM, and that's really what we're going to talk about mostly today is the new launch there and some of the functionality and features built into our new mobile access. We have team calendar, task management, and if you're a single user, you can manage your calendar. But if you have a team, you can manage your entire team calendars right from your Platinum control panel. We have action plans. We also have a full follow-up system, automated drip email, and a full follow-up suite there. The video management talked about on the front end, which is YouTube integration. We have some tools built into the back end that really help you manage that and sync those videos. And then we have a business dashboard where you can see things like your team's pipeline, how much revenue you're generating, and a bunch of tools built in like that. And then lastly, we have system extensions with Platinum itself. You can actually add additional websites and different systems and tie those directly into your Platinum system. And so you can do things like niche market sites, whether they're going to be a fully branded site or a stealth site. So you could have websites dedicated to one specific community, one specific area, or maybe one category, waterfront homes or REO homes or anything like that. You also can have things like agent pages or agent search pages or agent websites themselves. You can actually give your agents that work for you a silver or a gold system that ties directly into your Platinum. And you can really extend your brand even farther. If you have agents on your team that have their own website to do their own marketing, you can extend your branding and your reach with your team, but keep everything sort of consistently branded. And of course, everything from all these attached systems filter directly into the one Platinum system. So you really have the hub you can manage all of these activities. So with that, we're going to get into some more details, and just here in just a minute, we'll do a demo live. But a little background just about the mobile control panel and why we are building out a new version and why we're launching that, and really how we got to where we are today. So first, the current version, we've actually had mobile access for quite some time within our Platinum system. And we offered things like contact lookup. You can actually look up a contact lead or a prospect directly from your mobile access. And you can do that today. You can do that for the last few years. We also had contact management. You can do a lot of the basic management tools you need with those contacts. You can take notes. You can make phone calls. And you could do a lot. And full calendar access. And that's all been offered. And for a long time, that was enough for agents. And it worked really well. But as we sort of came across some client feedback and looking for what projects we should do and different enhancements we could make to the system that would really help out the typical day-to-day activities that our clients are doing, just trying to manage that real estate activities that they need to do, we really started to find the feedback was consistent with all of our clients, and we really started to listen to what they were doing and the challenges that they were having on a day-to-day basis, and different tools that we could help with there. And we really found, and this won't be a surprise for anyone on this call, I'm sure, but we found that our clients, they spend most of their day away from their office. They're not sitting in a cube or an office very much. They're out buying and selling real estate, helping their clients, showing homes, and doing everything that you guys know that you do. And that made perfect sense, and it kind of took us to where we are today, which is, the tools that we offer on the mobile side, while they were adequate for some time, now that everyone really has a smartphone in their pocket, we needed to design better tools to support the activities that our clients are doing, and we needed those tools to be available on the mobile side. We really needed to build out a more robust CRM solution on the mobile side for our clients. And that was the feedback we got. And so as we look at how we try to tackle that, that's what we're going to talk about next. And really, a little background on the project first. We decided to go with a web-based application, and this is an HTML5 web-based application. And one of the really cool things that we did, we picked a company on a platform called Kendo, and what that allows us to do, we actually can detect the type of device that the user is on, whether it's an iPad, an iPhone, an Android device, or whatever that is. We can detect the type of device, and then we can actually display the format that matches that device. And what that means is that we can actually show an iPhone-styled version. So the buttons and the color scheme and everything about the UI, the user interface, will look like an iPhone. And if you're on an Android, it's going to be the opposite. We're going to show with the Android theme. And so the color schemes, the buttons, the button placement, and everything about that UI is Android styled. And what that really does, everyone that owns a phone, they know how to use it. There's the native apps that are installed on the phone when you buy it. There's the interface that your phone comes with. Because we're matching that, the learning curve is just a little shorter with this application because of that. And you also get the styles that you're used to, the color schemes and things like that. So it really helps on that side. And then for us, it was a big advantage. We chose the native look and feel, the web-based HTML5 application. We just need to write one code base, and it works on all devices. You don't need to actually support different installed apps across multiple devices. And this works on iPhone, Android. We actually had a person in our beta that was using a BlackBerry, and it worked just fine there as well. And so there's a big advantage for us in terms of if we want to update something, we update it one place, it goes out to everyone. And so that works out pretty well. And then the clients also get those updates just a little bit faster. And so just to take it a little bit further on what we're doing and part of the demo strategy we're going to have today, we really looked at for our clients, and we had those conversations with them, and we were really listening to their needs. It became very apparent that there were different needs for different roles. And one thing I want to make clear, if you're a single agent and you're likely going to fill all these roles yourself, the tasks for these roles, you're going to be doing that. You know, if you're a single agent that's managing your own business and your own pipeline, you're wearing a lot of hats. And so we have tools that are going to help you do that. And if you have a team and you hired out different positions on your team to handle some of these roles, we have tools that will let those people that are in those roles also manage and work using this iPhone or this smartphone application. And so we're talking about things like lead coordinators, the person that actually is going to pick up the phone and call all your leads when you get them. We have tools that help support that. Of course, we have buyer agent and seller agent tools that are going to help them. There's transaction management tools built in. And then there's just generic office admin type things. And sometimes the office admin will fill some of these roles as well. And then we also have team leader tools where you get visibility on certain things. Within the system, you have some visibility on what's going on if you do have that team-based system. And so with that, we're really going to show now how this fits into Platinum before we do the demo. Essentially, the CRM tools that we talked about at the top that are all based in Platinum, we took all those same tools and we put them into a mobile version. And that's what we're really launching today is the mobile tools that help you manage your leads, your transactions, and your prospects and all of that. And so this is what that looks like with those same sort of chiclet diagram. We just took the tools that our clients need and we put it on a mobile version. And so we'll go ahead and jump right into a live demo now, talk through some of these tools, what they look like, and how you can use them. And we're going to take sort of a role-based approach here as we go through this. And this is just in a browser on my computer. And so most of the functionality and features work just fine in a browser. But when you're using it, of course, you'll be on a smartphone or an iPad or something like that. And so the UI will just be slightly different. And I'll point out some of those differences as we go. But some of the things we can do, we have a full prospect list built in here. And so you're going to see all of the prospects in your system. And really, you put prospects at the top because that's really who you're going to be working with the most. Prospects are already qualified leads. If you're used to Salesforce terminology, this is an opportunity. So these are people that you've already qualified. They are ready, willing, and able to make a real estate transaction, whether that's on the buyer or the seller side. And we're actually going to show you all the information about that prospect. And so some of the cool things we have here as you start to contact prospects, you can look them up, and you can actually do things like you can see all of the tasks that you have due for each prospect. Maybe this is you're trying to sell their home, and you need to make sure that one of the tasks you have is to go put the sign in their front yard. We'll actually show you that on a per prospect basis. You also have, one of the cool things we'll show you the IDX activity. If you're selling their home, but you're also representing them and you're helping them find their next home, we're going to show you every listing they clicked on your website. And you can see a bunch of information about that listing. Of course, we'll show you the price points for that listing. Really important. We're going to show you the MLS number, the address of the home. And you can really start to get a sense of what city they're interested in, what part of town, anything like that. You can really get a sense of that for your prospects. This is also true, by the way, on the lead list as well. While you're qualifying these leads, you can see the exact same information. It's just that information is important for leads and for prospects. We're going to show you how many times they viewed it, and we're going to show you the last time that they viewed each specific home. And so if you have a prospect or you have a lead, you're looking up the IDX activity for this person, and you're about to make a phone call, you can actually do things like offer to show them the home, make an appointment. Maybe if it's a prospect, you can put that on a list of homes to show them. Maybe the next Saturday you're going to go out and show them a list of homes. You can use this to help build that list. This can be another tool for you. If it's a lead and you're just trying to qualify them, this tool itself is a great opportunity to move someone from a lead all the way through to a prospect and, of course, a client, because you have some information about what type of home they're interested in and what specific home they are also interested in. And so we have some clients that tell us if they view a home more than 4 times, they come back to the website, they view the same listing 4 times, pick up the phone, send them an email, contact them, and offer to show them that home in person. You can schedule that with them. That's a great way for you to move them from just a lead all the way through to a prospect and a client and close some deals there. Some of the other things you can do, of course, if this is a prospect, you can add tasks as things come up. You're trying to sell their home, different tasks are going to come up. You can actually add tasks directly to your task list, which we'll show you in a second, and then that would show up right here as well. New appointment, you can do the same thing there. If you have an appointment, maybe you are going to show them home, you can make sure that gets added to your calendar. You can also take notes about this prospect, and you can really see then later what's going on in the system, all the notes that you saved there with that specific prospect. Just to back up a little bit, I'm going to go back to the home screen. This is the home screen for the system. I'm going to jump into the leads and some lead qualifying, maybe buyer or seller agents that are contacting leads in the system as they come in. And we're going to go through some of the tools we have here for leads. And really, leads are similar to prospects, except they haven't been qualified yet. And so one of the first things that we're going to do for a lead, when they're a new status, they just come in, they're brand new to the system, we're actually going to show you on the lead list itself this little icon here. This means it's new. The status is also displayed here. This is a new lead that has not been contacted yet in the system. And so if you're a lead qualifier, or if your job is to call leads as they come in, maybe you're a buyer agent or seller agent, and you're just making those calls, you can actually see who needs to be called. And a lot of our teams, you know, the team leader will ask that, you know, every lead gets called same day or something like that. This really helps users to manage their time. They can see which leads are new and really need to be called. We put the leads in the order they came in. The newest is on top, making it a little easy. But this icon gives you a great indication of whether they have been called. Another nice tool we have for team leaders, anyone that's going to be, you know, just coaching all their agents, making sure that everything's being done as they wish. We have this agent filter here, and you can actually see leads for any agent on your team, including an all filter. And if you click that, you'll actually see all the leads for every user on your team. And you can really then get a good sense of which agents are getting too many leads and they're not able to call each and every one, and which agents are able to knock down all their calls. And then you can actually make decisions based on that. If you're doing all the marketing for the team and you're routing those leads to different agents, you can actually increase the amount of leads that certain agents get and maybe decrease and dial back the amount of leads that other agents get, just to make sure that every lead is getting followed up on as you'd like. So if you go through and you click in and you're going to make this call, first thing you'll have is the status. So we're going to first make the call, and there's a contact slide out for every lead and prospect. And we're going to show you all of the email addresses we have, all the phone numbers we have. And if it's a mobile phone number, we'll give you the option to one-click send a text message from your device or a one-click call. And so you can do either one. And we'll also give you the option to one-click email directly from here. And we decided early on that we're going to show you all the email addresses, all the phone numbers, and all the contact points that we have for everyone in the system, mainly just because the feedback we got from our clients is that a lot of their prospects are sending email or want to receive email to 2 different addresses or 2 different phone numbers. Maybe they have a work phone number during business hours, they'll communicate with you that way. And then after work hours, you can use their home email or whatever that looks like. And so we're going to give you everything and let you choose how to communicate with your leads and prospects directly from here. One of the great things about this system, when you click the email button or the call button, you can, of course, just go ahead and send out that email. I'm not going to do that because this is actually a real lead. We're going to automatically pop open the notes section. And from here, you can actually add any notes about the email, about that phone call that you just had. And this is automatically popped up. And so it's as easy as possible to take notes about phone calls or communication points, because you actually have to click the cancel button if you don't want to take a note. And this just comes from some of the feedback we have from the admins on our system, some of those team leaders that really wanted us to add tools that would make it easier for their agents to take good notes about their communication. It's really important when you're in a lead qualifying role or you're responsible for calling some of these new leads that the communication is all documented. So the next time you come back to make a phone call or an email back to the same person, you know exactly how the conversation last time went. And so by adding this tool here that automatically pops open the notes section, we make it just that much more easier for you to do that so that the notes are always there. And then team leaders can come back and they can look at some of the notes if they need to step in and help and really have a coaching opportunity with what's going on with the lead or what's going on with the prospect. And another thing I want to note, every smartphone has a built-in microphone button when you're on a note section here or any text box from here. So when you're going to do your notes, you don't have to type them out on your smartphone at all. I personally don't like to do that. It's hard with the keyboard when you're typing out really long notes and detailed notes. So what you can do is you can actually click the microphone button, and you can actually speak to your phone and dictate those notes directly to your phone. And that'll come in, and you can save it. And I even had one agent that was in our beta who did that through Bluetooth. So he goes to a listing appointment or something like that. He gets in his car, and through Bluetooth, he talks to his iPhone, and he saves the notes about that appointment. And you can save really detailed notes about that appointment, and he doesn't have to type them in. It just happens through a built-in function of the phone, and then you can save that note directly to that record right there, and so you'll have that forever. And so after you make your call, you take your notes, you can change the status. Within the system, we let you pick out your own statuses, whatever makes sense for your team. So maybe it's just you left a voicemail. Maybe it was the wrong phone number. Maybe you put them on a drip campaign, or maybe they're a warm lead, or anything else that makes sense for you. You can actually save that status. That removes the icon both here and on the lead list, so you know they've been called. You get a current status right there. It's very simple. And then from here, you can actually add a new task. So maybe your team, you need to call everyone 3 times in the first week when they're a new lead. I can actually assign a task to myself and make sure that this gets taken care of and nothing slips through the cracks. Or, I could assign a task to someone else. Maybe the call went really well, and I need someone else on the team to follow up with them. Maybe they're a listing lead and they came in as a buyer lead or something like that. I could assign a task right here to someone else on the team and accomplish the same thing. And so this task right here will go onto the lead itself. And so you'll see the task every time you do that lead. It'll go on your task list, which I'll show you in just a second. And then when the task is due, we actually send you an email for your daily agenda. All the tasks and all the appointments that you have due, we'll send you an email every single day so you make sure that you know exactly what is due for that given day. We'll have the IDX information I showed you earlier on the prospect page. If they have IDX information stored, it'll show right here how many views they have. You can review that for that specific lead. You can also save appointments, just like on Prospect. And then one of the cool things, too, you can promote to a prospect directly from here. And so when you're done qualifying a lead, you've determined they're ready, willing, and able to buy or sell real estate. You've qualified them all the way through. You can promote them to a prospect right from the lead page. And so we ask you just basic information when you promote someone to a prospect. We're asking you things like, are they a buyer or a seller transaction associated with them, or are they both? Because you can do both at the same time if that's the case for this person. We ask you things like the estimated close price. How much money are they looking to spend? Typically, this will be driven by if they're qualified for a mortgage, or if it's early in the process, what sort of price range did they give you? And that's some basic qualifying information that everyone will collect. We'll also ask for the close date. And typically, these things are driven by events in their life. Maybe they're getting divorced. Maybe they want to move before the school year starts because they want to make sure their children are in the new school district before the school year starts, stuff like that. This sometimes can float, and so we actually give you the ability to edit this later. So when you promote them, it's just your best guess based on the conversations that you've had. And then we ask for a probability. And a lot of teams will set these probabilities based on events as well. You know, if they're not pre-qualified, you're not sure they're going to qualify for a mortgage, it'd be a lower probability. But if you have someone that's paying cash and wants to move within a month, it's going to be a lot higher probability. And so you can play with those probabilities. We have in Platinum a pipeline methodology built in, and this all gets put into that pipeline. And what I mean by that is we're going to predict, based on the price, the close date, and the probability, we're going to predict revenue for your team and for each of your agents for the next few months out, just based on the transactions they have going. And that's building a pipeline so you can see activity that's upcoming for all of your agents. And this helps build that. Also, when you're promoting, you could put the lead that's becoming a prospect on a different campaign. And so we handle drip campaigns. It's a little different when you're trying to qualify a lead and you're trying to cultivate a lead. The campaigns you'd have them on are just a little bit different than when they're already qualified. You understand that they're potentially going to make a transaction with you, and you're talking with them more regularly. The drip campaign you'd have them on, if you have them on one at all, is different than a lead. So we let you change that right here when you promote them to a prospect. And so that's the lead page right there. Some tools you've added to help you really manage those leads directly from your mobile device. As we come back to the home page here, I'm going to talk about transactions next. If you're a buyer agent, a seller agent, or if you're a transaction coordinator, there are a bunch of events that happen that you'd want to update the information. And you can do this directly from your smartphone now while you're out buying, selling real estate. When these conversations are happening, you can actually update this information. And so this will give you a snapshot view on the transaction list. There's some filters up here. There's the agent filter as well. So if you're a team leader and you want to see what sort of transaction activity is upcoming for any of your agents, you can actually filter by any agent on the team, and you can see how many buyer transactions do they have, how many seller transactions do they have, and how many pending transactions do they have. And of course, pending transactions, there's an offer that's pending on that home. So there's a good chance that's revenue that's going to come into you very soon. And that gives you the snapshot there of those pending transactions. So look at a transaction. You can actually see all the notes along with that transaction that you saved before, and you can add notes as well. And so as different things happen within that transaction itself, you need to make sure that you have good records of those. And so, maybe the sale fell through. We're going to decrease the probability from 80% back down to 40% because the sale just fell through. You want to also have a note about that to make sure that anyone that views this transaction on the team, or if yourself, if you want to view the details of that later, you have a record of everything that's happened right there. So you have all the notes and you have all the transaction information. We have the status of the transaction built in, and these are, you can set these yourself, whatever's right for your team, but you can really understand exactly what's going on because the transaction status will tell you. We also have a free-form text field here for next step. Whatever is coming up for you, you can just type that in. And that way, you can get a snapshot view of a transaction. You can see where I am on the transaction, both with the notes and with this transaction status, and then you can see what's coming next. Give you a quick glance of how this transaction is progressing, along with the probability and the estimated close date. And then again, if anything changes here, maybe the price went down because we had to decrease the price for whatever reason, you can go ahead and just change that right from your phone. So you get out of a meeting with your client, you need to discount the price, you can do that right there. If you need to do the probability, you can change that. It's all saved right from your smartphone, and you have access to it from anywhere. Next thing I want to show you is the appointment section. This is really a full calendaring system that's built into the mobile. So you'll actually see your entire calendar. You can actually add events to that calendar. You could take a day view, which is the default. What's going on today? What's on my plate? You can take a week view, so you can see everything out for a week there. You can also do a month view. So what's upcoming, if I'm trying to make an appointment, I can see exactly what I owe a month out. And there's also, you can filter by month. You can actually see as far out as you need in the future, and you can also go back and see what you've done in the past. And that all works really well. You can make appointments. From here, you just click on any time, whether it's the day, the week, or whatever that is. You just click on the time. You can add an appointment directly to your calendar from here. You can make recurring appointments directly from here as well. And so this really helps you keep up to date on your calendar and then add events to your calendar as you need. Next thing I want to show you is the task list. And so different than the appointment list, the appointments are things that are due at a specific time. The task list is just things that are due on a specific day. And so if you have an appointment with one of your clients to show them a house, that would of course be on your appointment tab. But if you have a task just to call a lead, you owe them a call because it's the third day since they've been a lead, and that's what your lead qualifying plan looks like. It'll just be on your task list. And so you'll actually see all the tasks that you owe. The default view is just by week. You can change the date. So if you want to see all the tasks you have going out a month or the previous month for things that are overdue, you have access to that as well. And so you'll see each and every day what you owe, all the details about those tasks, and then you can actually close those tasks out. So I'm going to add a new task right here. And this is a callback task. Let's just say I'm going to have it due today. I'll go and click Save. And so now I'm going to have a task for today that's due. Page load. So here's my task. From here I can see the task, whatever I called it. This is a test task, but this could be, call back a specific lead. And now we can go through and click on that task, and I can update this. So when it comes time to actually complete the task, I can make the call. I can change the status to completed, and I can take any notes, summary, whatever happened there on this specific task. Then I can save that, and at that point, my task is gone. I completed that. It's no longer a to-do for me. And so as you start to use the system, all the tasks that you have for leads or prospects or anything like that, or all the tasks that you have that came from action plans within the system, they're all going to show up right here for you, and you'll know exactly what you owe. And then, like I said before, we also will send you an email every single day that's going to show you all the appointments that you have and all the tasks that you have, just to help make sure that nothing slips through the cracks and that you can actually accomplish everything that you owe for that given day. Some other things just to talk about, go back to the home screen here. We have a full search. You can look for any person that you want in the system, whether they are a contact, a lead, or a prospect. You can search by name or phone number or email address, and you can pull them up, and that works just fine. That way you can get right into who you're looking for. If there's a specific person and you don't want to go through the list view that I showed you earlier, you have full access to that. And then we also have a button here to see the desktop admin. And what that really means is this is the mobile CRM version. If you want to, from your smartphone, if you want to access the standard full desktop admin that comes with our Platinum system, you can do that using that button right there. And that will let you really accomplish anything you'd like. There are certain features that don't lend themselves well to a smartphone. with a touch screen and really a really small screen there. So we don't build them in by default. But if you're in a pinch and you're not in your office and you need to get something done and you'd like to use the Zoom features on your smartphone, the pinch and Zoom to really interact with that, we do support that as well. And that's sort of a stopgap if you can't get back to the office to complete a task there and just have your iPhone for an example. So with that, I'm going to jump back into our slides right here. A couple more things we want to go through, and then we'll get to the Q&A in just a second. First, the question we always get when we demo this type of feature is pricing. So I want to go through pricing really quick. If you're a team of 5, it's a $2,999 one-time setup fee, and that's for 5 users. It's tiered after that. The setup doesn't change, but the monthly does if you have a bigger team than 5. Monthly starts at $399.99 there for 5 users, and that gets 5 users all the tools we talked about. They have access to all of those tools themselves, their own login. Everything filters into the one Platinum system just automatically. If you're a single user, it's $2,499, a one-time setup fee, and it's $299.99 a month for the single user. And again, that gets you access to all the tools we talked about. It's the complete package, front-end website, all the CRM tools, the desktop CRM tools, and the new mobile CRM tools as well. So it's a full, robust system built in there. Also want to note, for anyone that's a current Platinum client that's on this, the tools we talked about today, those mobile CRMs, that's just built in. You get that for free. And that's just our way of saying thank you for being a client. We'll give you that. It's a free upgrade. We'll do it for you. It just takes, a matter of minutes for us to go through and upgrade your account. We do ask that you contact us about that. We'll go through that in just a second. But that is an absolutely free upgrade for you if you're a current Platinum client. So to go through next steps, if you are a Platinum client and you want to upgrade, it's really simple. You can just contact our client care staff. You can reach them by phone at 541-743-8500, or if you email with them, you can shoot them an email. That's fine as well. We ask that you just contact us and let us know you'd like the new mobile tools, and we'll have your account upgraded for free. If you're already an RPS Gold or Silver client and you just want to upgrade to Platinum, we have very special pricing if you're in that category. We actually will give you credit for the price that you paid for your system that you have, and we'll discount that based on however much you paid to upgrade to Platinum. And we even are coming up with a bundled solution that will give you some additional tools built in with that regular pricing there, a website makeover and some additional tools there. We'll want you to get in touch with one of our sales consultants and walk through all the details that come with that upgrade. There's a lot of functionality. We only talk very high level about what that looks like. We like to have conversations with people before they upgrade and just to make sure we get you into the right package. And we really want to understand your team dynamics, your needs, and some of the challenges you're facing and come up with a real solution for you, whether that's Platinum or a different version of Gold or whatever that looks like. So give one of our sales consultants a call, 541-743-8510. Just ask for a sales consultant. They can walk you through all the packages in more detail than I did today. And again, just understand your needs and what you really need out of the system, and we'll get you matched up with the package that works best for that. If you're new to Real Pro Systems, thank you for joining us today. I only touched a very, very high level on a lot of the tools in Platinum. And of course, we also have Silver and Gold. So again, you talk to one of our sales consultants about what system you have today, what you need out of the next system that you purchase, and we'll just get you into the right package, whether it's Silver, Gold, or Platinum, whatever makes the most sense for you. We want to make sure we get you in the right package there. So call our sales consultant, again, 541-743-8510. They'll walk you through everything, have a conversation with you about your needs again, and get you matched up with the correct package. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open up the question section. So if you have questions, go ahead and type them in. I'm going to see what we have right now. Okay, so it looks like the first question is about if I'm already an RPS client, do you download the web-based app? And so the answer to that is you don't have to download anything, actually. If you'll contact our client care team, they will get you upgraded into the new mobile CRM, and they will actually send you a new URL to access on the mobile side. We do redirect the current desktop URL that you're used to using to the mobile. So if you go to the URL you use every single day, we're on your mobile device. We will detect that you're on a mobile device and we'll take you to the right place. But the client care team will actually send you the URL, the destination URL for that. And you can bookmark that onto your phone so that when you're looking through all the apps, it's just another button there, quick access, making it easier once you get that. So another question we had is, do I have to log in every time I go to use the CRM function? And the answer to that is it really depends. We will, if you just access it from the URL, we will, on a per device basis, we will store the username for your account. It's going to be the last username you successfully logged into. So you don't have to remember that every single time and type that in. For the password, you do need to put that in, and that's really just a security thing there to access that URL off that device. But we do actually store a cookie just for a login session there. So if you're coming back within the same day, it will remember that. That session will continue. So you don't have to log in every time if you come back frequently. And then we also have a link on every new lead or lead reassignment that from the system itself to view that lead record. If you have an active session, maybe you've logged in within the last day or so or a couple days there, and you click that link from the email, we'll take you right through the lead, and at worst you'll just type in your password. But most of the time, if you use it pretty regularly, you won't have to log in at all. It'll just take you to the lead, and you can begin qualifying that lead automatically right from there. Another question we have is, can I run the mobile functions on any browser? And the answer to that is yes. It works on multiple browsers. The browser you'd like to use on your phone, it should absolutely work there. We've done a lot of testing on the default browsers on every device that you have access to, which is iPhones, BlackBerries, and Android devices, and we've tested this on those devices there. We tested it on some third-party browsers. Google Chrome comes to mind. It works just fine there as well. There are a multitude of browsers out there that you can download for your device. We've not tested it on every single one of them, but we've done a lot of testing. And the components we use with Kimbo have been tested on the vendor side as well. So everything should work. I just can't guarantee it's going to work on each and every browser just because there are a lot out there that are coming on, and some of them are pretty small and very specific functions that come on those browsers. But we've done a lot of testing, and it should work on just about every browser you can find. Another question we have is, can I import and or export transactions to Google Contacts? So we do actually have some Google Sync with the system itself, specific to calendar events and things like that. We don't have a contact sync with Google yet. That is something we're considering, but we do not have that yet. But every lead that you have in the system, every lead that the Platinum system generates, or all the leads that you're generating from those 38 different sources, and these are things like Zillow and Trulia and a bunch of the big national brands where you may be generating leads, we're going to take those directly into Platinum, and you can manage those from there. And then as you do, if you want to sync out the activities, maybe all your appointments out to Google Calendar, we'll support that. But we do not take your Google Contacts and automatically sync those directly into Platinum. It's just going to be leads that are generated from Platinum or those 38 different sources. So another question we had actually is about calendar sync. So I just answered that, but just to be clear, we do sync your calendar from Platinum into Google, and it is using the iCal standard, but it is a Google Calendar sync only at this point. I have another question about the calendar sync. So yeah, just covered that. That works just fine. Sounds like there's a lot of calendar type questions. So yeah, there is a full calendar built into Platinum. You can see that both on the desktop or mobile directly off your device. And again, it does sync right into Google Calendar as well. Question about access at different levels. If you are an RPS Gold client today and you would like to have access to this mobile tool, it is a Platinum tool only. We have a really attractive upgrade plan for anyone with Gold that wants access to Platinum, and not just this Platinum Mobile, but all of Platinum and all the tools there. And again, I just covered that at a very, very high level. And so what I would recommend, if you have any interest at all in Platinum, the Platinum Mobile tool we talked about today, or maybe even just a website makeover, a new design or something like that, I really encourage you to reach out to one of our sales consultants. We have a package deal, a really attractive price upgrade from Gold to Platinum to take advantage of this tool and a multitude of other tools. So I recommend just contacting one of our sales reps, 541-743-8513, and or 8510, I apologize. And just you can contact them. They'll walk you through all the tools and what that package looks like. Got another question about workflow. The question is, does this system essentially create a single site login process and sync workflow with our smart devices? Yeah, I mean, you can think of it that way. It's a full CRM on a smartphone. So you would have all the tools that you need to manage your leads and prospects that are coming from the Platinum. So you'll sign in with your smart device and you get access to everything. So your workflow and everything you're doing there, how you communicate with your clients, the notes that you're taking, the tasks you're assigning for those clients, everything from the device will sync both on desktop and on mobile instantaneously. It works on both. And it's just essentially taking the tools that you need and putting them directly on your smartphone, which is where you need the tools because you're out there, of course, not in your office. You're out there selling and buying real estate. So just taking the tools that our clients need on a day-to-day basis and making them available on the smartphone. So I have another question about upgrades from Gold to Platinum. It sounds like there's quite a bit of interest in that based on this webinar. So what I'll do, I'll take anyone that asks questions about upgrading. They have specific questions about what Gold, and the difference between Gold and Platinum, and what's in that bundle. I will send you information on. I'll actually have a sales consultant contact you. So if you just put in the questions part here that you want to have someone contact you, we'll do it that way. Of course, if you want to contact us, that works as well. It sounds like we have some interest there and some specific questions about the differences. And so we'll handle it that way. Just go ahead and type into the questions spot, and I'll have someone reach out to you. I have a question about the automated lead import. How does that work? And so really what's going on there is we have set up a system that we've identified different sources that our clients would like us to add. And there are currently 38 different sources. And when you receive a lead from those sources, as long as the source, whether it's Zillow, Trulia, or whatever else, whatever other source you're using, as long as that source sends you an email when you get a new lead, we can actually configure our system to pick up those emails and actually take those leads and automatically import the leads into your Platinum system. And then some of the cool things we can do, we can set them up on a drip campaign if you'd like. We can put them in specific groups if you'd like and group them all together. We can even on a per agent basis, if you have a team, you can actually import leads for every one of your agents independently and assign them to the appropriate agent. So if one of your agents is out on Trulia doing their own advertising, we can make sure that every Trulia lead they get is assigned to them inside of the Platinum system automatically. And that's all handled. And of course, if they want their own drip campaigns, if they want their own groups or anything like that, that will get assigned to them as well. And that's just an automatic process that comes. And that's a feature actually that's available in our Silver, Gold, and Platinum systems. So it looks like that's the end of the questions. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If any other questions come in, feel free to reach out to us. We have a sales consultant who can talk you through things. If you're a current client and you have questions about the system, you can go to your client care rep. They're happy to answer questions. If you're interested in upgrading, our sales consultants can walk you through that. So I want to thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks.